One, we're actually having this conversation, pre-winter. And we've also had some snow. The good thing about the snow we had is that the earth is still warm and the snow melted because the machines aren't here yet. The contractors, quite frankly, aren't here yet. And if the earth had been colder, we probably would have been all still somewhat stuck. But that's a very, very positive thing. Because in the past, what we've done here is we've had this conversation in July. Some of you will recall that. It was always in July. So we had the winter, things went poor, and then in July, we had a conversation around snow removal, and it was accompanied by a survey that usually said that 55% of people were happy with the snow service, so therefore it was a majority, we were good, life was happy, go forward. Number one. The second thing that's making me happy here today is that we're actually having a really meaningful conversation around snow removal and how we prioritize that within the city mix and how we get to removing snow off our streets. So I want to thank our mayor for that because without her intervention, quite frankly, Councillor Thompson and I would have been here last July talking about a survey, how everybody was happy with snow removal, and then we wouldn't be having this conversation here today, and we wouldn't be doing anything about trying to improve snow removal. So that's positive, positive. The third thing that I think that is positive is we're finally beginning to think more holistically about snow removal, i.e. the contracts never work. They don't work today. It was always a big question mark in my mind why we would spend $100 million a year to have over 1,000 plus people sleeping in our works yards, waiting around for a snow event, not doing anything else. Having 600 pieces of equipment, more or less, parked, not doing anything. And then when we did get those 2 or 3 events in a row, not being able to clear that snow. It's like me trying to shovel my driveway, right? If the snow's falling really, really heavy, I'm one guy, one shovel. I get out there, I start shoveling. It accumulates real fast. It wears you down, right? Because it's hard to move. You move it, you look behind, already it's accumulated again. One shovel, if it takes me an hour to shovel the driveway, by the time I finish, I got to start it again. And I'm always like behind the 8 ball, right? And it beats me up and I can't manage it. 2 shovels, 3 shovels, instead of 1 hour, you get it down to 20 minutes, 15 minutes, right? Maybe you do a slightly better job. But the contracts never allow us to get there. Just a whole lot of money and not a good way to do it. So I think there are some positive signs here about us getting to a better place on how we deal with snow and the big events. I also think that we had to take a much more holistic approach. Never made sense to me to have 1,000 people sitting around doing anything, and we got 1,000 potholes out on the street. 1 million potholes. Not 1,000, 1 million. And we got 20 hot boxes. 1 million potholes, 20 hot boxes, 1,000 guys sleeping in our works yards, waiting around for a snow event, right? And then on the back end, we're spending millions of dollars filling these potholes, trying to manage our roads because of the climate change events, the thawing, the freezing, the breaking, etc. And what are the costs of that down the road? Nobody's asked that question, but I'm waiting for Councillor Holiday to ask that question on what it costs us to bring roads up by 10, 15 years because we have to rebuild them and resurface them because we didn't have the ability to fill in the holes before they became
Councillor
really bad.
5 seconds.
So, positive, I'm happy about that.
Okay.
But we have some ways to go.
Thank you.